let me show you a different video where multiple things are going simultaneously. For example, this is a video where it is playing, and after placing it elsewhere, it is doing another task. Although we don't have to bother about it, but I just want to show you what different tasks robot can do, and we are trying to create a data set for that so that we can train the robots. Okay. So these are the certain tasks that we would be focusing on. Okay, you can clearly see that this is trying to keep the towel in the towel or whatever cloth is there in that particular bucket. Okay, so these are some sort of videos that we would be working on. Okay, before that, I just want to tell you about this platform. This is a clear platform, although the full version of this platform will be provided to us by the client. But right now, I will just mention you about this Kili platform. This is the free version. Let me tell you that. Okay, you just don't have to do anything else. Or I can just close it and I can just start it from the very beginning. I can just type it Kili over here, Kili annotation tool. Okay, I just want to mention it over here. I will just click over here and I will say try for free. I just want to give you an overview of what is going to happen. So this is a platform. I have already created this. Maybe you might be getting your own platform like this already. I think each person will get his own login ID and password, and and you will be just entering into this version of the platform directly. Okay. Now what you have to do is I'm just clicking on demo annotation, which I have already created. If I want to add a video on this platform, I just have to do nothing. Just go to the data and then drag and click on upload the video. When I will do that, then what I will get is, just a second. Back to projects. Yeah, when I will just upload the project, when I will upload this data, I will just see these videos, whatever we were working with, or onto this place. Okay, so now I will just open this video and I'll just click on clip 29. Oh, wait a second, not this video, this one, which I have to demonstrate placing the ball. This is the same video that I have just shown you a couple of. Okay. So look at this. This is the same video that we are working with. Okay, the same video is there. The robot is going to take the ball from this particular place and then placing it over here. Okay. Now, all these things whatever you can see over here, all these things will be automatically created for you. Because when we will get the full version of the client, when we will get the entire surface from the client and entire tool from the client, we'll be having all these labels before only. Okay, we don't have to just place it over here manually. Okay.
Prahar?
Yes.
There's a lot of noise in the background.
Just a second. Okay, so let's resume. Okay, so this is a platform, guys. You can see goal completion time, overall rating, outcome, failure, reason, approach, base, task description, task phase 1, paper at a time. All these things we will discuss. What are these things and how do we have to annotate all these things? Okay, this is super simple, guys. First, let me go to this data, go to this document. In this document, very first thing I wanted to mention is goal completion boundary. As the name suggests, it is talking about a particular goal. Goal could be picking a ball from a particular place and placing it elsewhere. So this is a goal. And we have to just mention the goal completion time over here. You can see over here, mark the moment the task goal is first achieved. For example, in this particular video, the robot, let me over here on the 0th frame, I'm just going to, the robot is picking the ball. This is its goal. This is the goal of a robot. It's picking the ball from here and placing it here. Okay, placing it here. This is the goal of a ball. Okay, so this is the what we are talking about. Mark the moment the goal is first achieved. To watch the full episode in Exocam. Okay, let me brief you about what are the type of data that you will be getting. Okay, let me brief you about that as well. Okay, this one. Yeah. So this is the type of videos that you would be getting, to be more precise. So this is the exo camera. Exo camera is just like your eye, whatever you are going to see. Right wrist is the wrist of a robot. Left wrist is the left wrist of a robot. You can see over here. I can just play it over here. It's already not moving over in this data what we have received. Okay, but but when you will be receiving the video now, you will be seeing that this robot is picking the ball out from this place and placing it in the blue tray, something like that. Okay, and in the exo camera, you will see the entire thing, what is going to happen. But for taking a definite decision means for taking a proper decision whether he has already picked up the ball or not. You have to look at the left wrist camera and the right wrist camera. This is super important. Okay, I will be talking more about that. Okay, but let's get back to the document first. So, for the goal completion boundary, which is already mentioned over here, goal completion time in second. This means that we have to watch the full episode first in exocam, the first frame where the goal state is satisfied. Example, object placed from here to there, lid is closed, first lid was open, then it is closed, item handed over. Simple thing. So I have to report the goal completion time. What does it mean? Anything after this point is post completion will be trimmed from down. It means also that anything after that, you have to be very sure that now this task is over, it is not doing anymore. Okay, in this edge cases, it is mentioned that suppose you are pouring water, you're taking a jug. In that jug there is a water and you have a glass with you on the table. You're going to pour the water out from the jug. So when you will just capture a frame, suppose you take a camera and capture the frame, capture the moment. You cannot expect that whether the glass has been filled or whether entire water has been poured or not. Until and unless the entire water from the jug is completely poured out inside the water, inside the bottle or the glass that you are having, okay, we cannot mark it as a complete. Only and only after it is completely transferred to the particular bottle, we can say that this is complete. It is also mentioned over here if the operator breaches the uh, okay, this point. Yeah. If the completion is gradual, for example, a long pour, pick the frame where the visible outcome is unambiguously done. Unambiguously, matlab without no confusion, you can say that the job is done. Now, if there is no water in the jug and you cannot pour any water onto the bottle. This is super simple, guys. Okay. If the operator briefly achieves the goal and then disturbs it, for example, places the block. This is operator is referring to the robot. If the robot briefly achieves the goal and disturbs the example, places block, knocks it off, label the first completion moment. Only we have to label the first completion moment and mark the episode because operator or robot has completed the task, but what he has to do, he has to do it again to for that completion of the work. Okay, so mark the episode as outcome as failure with failure reason dropped or similar. We want both pieces of information. Okay, so there are certain edge cases that will be more clarified when we will be getting the video, but in this it is particularly talking about that if it is briefly achieving the goal, picking an object, placing it elsewhere, but it is doing it in more than one. Like for example, at first instance, it was not able to grab that particular ball or particular block. Now it has to grab it again and then place it elsewhere. Place it elsewhere. Okay, so that is also a completion, but it has occurred with a failure. Okay, failure reason is dropped or similar, something like that. Okay. Uh, After that, there is an outcome label. For example, if the outcome is unsuccessful, okay, if the outcome is okay, one more thing in goal completion time, if the goal is not achieved in that video, if you're watching that video and you can see, if you see that the goal is not achieved, you can just mark it as -1. Just mention -1 over here in this particular place. That is, if there's a, if no, if you see no outcome is visible and like The task was, if the task was placing a ball from here to there, and it was not able to do that in that particular video, you can just write it -1 over here. Sorry, one -1 minus, okay, minus, it is not mentioning clicking on -1, but you have to write the platform that you will be getting. You will be having an way where you can type in -1, although it is not working in my laptop. Let's move forward, but the platform that you will be getting, it will be -1 mentioned over here. Okay, so this is something very small. Is everything clear up to this point? Can I get a thumbs up from your side, guys? Sonu, Sonam, Pratmesh. If there is any doubt, please stop me then and there. I will just happy to clarify you all at that place. Okay. So now let me uh, go down. Okay, so we have to mention the failure reason also. If the outcome is a success or a failure. For example, in this one, it is super simple that the outcome is a success. It has properly placed the it has in this outcome the success because it has properly placed it on this place. Okay, on this stand. Okay, the objective was that only, and it has achieved this objective. Its objective. Okay, so but if this failure, if there is a failure that is occurred, then you have to mention the failure reasons as well. Failure reason, for example, incomplete, operator ran out of time, wrong placement, it has placed elsewhere as a collision with another object, object has dropped in the midway, okay, wrong object has been selected, missed grasp if the gripper is not fully just grabbing that particular object. Gripper, what do you mean by gripper? It's super simple. These are the gripper, okay, of the robot. These are the gripper of the robot. It is not properly picked up. Suppose it is not properly picked up this particular object, okay, and it has dropped in the middle only. So this is something a failure. Okay, this is a failure reason. Okay, so you can say that this is if the gripper is missed grasp, you can see failure reason is missed grasp. Gripper closed but failed to acquire the object. It's a failure reason. Okay. So how to use the camera is like exo camera. We have to use the. I've also already mentioned that exo camera will give you overall outcome. Okay, but if you want to be specific that if failure reasons is this, then you have to look at the you have to look at the where is that? You have to look at this one. Okay, you have to look at this one. Okay, if you want to be very specific, what is the failure reason? Okay, now let me go down. Risk cameras, you are authoritative. Authoritative means that you have to take it as a judgment. Okay, slipped, missed, grabbed, dropped, look there to disambiguate. Okay, because these cameras serves two different purposes. Okay, this will give you overall idea. Risk cameras, that is, will give you a proper reason of failure. Okay, now the task description. This is a super important thing, guys. What are the task description? So, for example, the task description is there are three things that you need to follow in the task description. It is super simple. Three things. What are the three things? For example, three things are firstly, it should be imperative style. Imperative means command style. Command style means pick up this. You're ordering someone. Okay. It should be in the present tense. It should be not following the continuous tense. It should be not following any other tense. It should be in the continuous tense. It should be in the present tense. And you can see over here, I have already created this start description, something like this. Pick up the green ball from the stock table and place it on the top of the stand. So this is a task description. Okay. When I will also show you how to annotate it. Okay. But first I will just clarifying what are the things. Okay. This is a task description. In this, you can clearly see that if I just go back, if I go to the 10th frame, okay, let's wait a second. If I go to the 10th frame over here, and if I just move frame by frame, if I move frame by frame, you can clearly see that it is picking up the green ball out from over here, from over here. Super simple, guys. You can clearly see it is from here and just placed over here. So what I have written? I have written in this. Okay, if I just move forward in the meantime, if I move from the start, let me see. Just a second. You can see I've already mentioned pick up the green ball from the table, top of the table, and place it on the top of the stand. Okay, so this is the task description, and you can actually get this transcription after you watch the entire video. Okay, entire task. Then you can mention what is the task description, and it should be very much Proper in a sense means it should be not a vague thing. For example, move the block. It is not defining anything like move the block. Which block? There can be multiple blocks placed on the table. The operator is picking up something. Picking up something. It is also too vague, not descriptive, not directive. Okay, you have to be very specific. What is happening? Pick up the red block on the left side of the table and place it inside the blue tray on the right. You have to be very specific, and it should follow always start from the action. And there's a difference between the action verb. There's a difference between the action verb and the non-action verb. Okay, which I also want to clarify this because there were some people who were not getting an idea between the action verb and the non-action verb. Okay, and I will just go to the images. You can clearly see that there are some action verbs. I can just open this. Just a second, guys. So you can see run, jump. These are action doing verbs. Swim, write, speak, drive, walk, cook, paint, sing. These are action verbs, and these are non-action verbs because they're abstract, like need, see, think, love, need, like, own, believe. These are non-action verbs. Okay, so we have to start from the action verb. This is very important, guys. Okay, so we have to start from the action verb, and you have to be very specific. After that, you have to use for example, special reference on the left side of the table, something like that. Okay, you have to be very specific with the object as well. The pick up the red block. Okay, not a block. It should be a red block, and place it inside the blue tray on the right. Why we are doing all this? Because we are at this point of time now. In this, when we are filling out the task description, we just have to get the entire idea what the video is all about. That's it. Okay. Now for the paraphrase one. So this is easy. This is very interesting. So what is this actually? This is actually a different. For example, if it has picked the red block and placed inside the blue tray, this is a different version of that. Grab the red cube and then drop it in the blue container, right? A paraphrase to transfer the red block to the blue array. Why are we doing this, guys? The reason for that. Am I audible, guys? Everyone? Am I audible? Can I get a thumbs up? Okay, so they were background noise. Is there any confusion regarding this, or has everyone got the idea? Got the idea? Good, good. So, okay. So let me get over here. Okay. So this part where the task phrase one and task phrase two are mentioned over there. So it is something like that whenever you are going to install, whenever you buy a new phone and you want to install a Google Assistant on your phone, what happens is it tries to ask you same questions in three different format or three different words he's going to ask you. In the same manner, for example, if someone is saying pick up the red block and place it inside the blue tray to a robot is going to pick up the red block and place it inside the blue tray. But what if a person next to me is saying some other thing? Okay, he's saying grab the red cube and drop it in the blue container on the right. The context is same, the idea is same, but he has given a different instruction than what was given before. So it is just a different version of that, so that robot can be able to understand a different versions of the same action. Is that clear to everyone? Can I get a thumbs up? Yes. Okay. Okay, so let me move forward. So these task phase one is just a different version of this task description. Okay, it also starts from the verb. It also has an object. It also should be in a present tense. It also should be descriptive and also to be very specific, just like this. Different version of that. Okay, now what is a subtask? Subtask is again dividing the entire task into a bit of smaller segment. For example, we have described the entire thing as pick up the red block on the left side and place it inside the blue tray on the right. Okay, we have taken this. Now, it is the entire goal of that video. Okay, but you see robots work like that. First of all, it will move in the x-axis, y-axis. First of all, it will move left, right, and then pick up the ball. Again, it will retract itself. Again, it will move somewhere else. It will again drop the ball. It is like moving in a coordinates. Okay, so we have to tell the robot, for example, over here, just a simple super example to be super clear. From starting 0 second to ending 2.0 second, move the right arm towards the red dot. That's it. For descriptive start, for this one, for example, close the gripper around the red block. Move the, for this time, 210, move the right arm towards, from 210 to 350. The robot is going to close the gripper around the red block. From 350 to 680, it is going to lift the block and move it above the blue tray. Okay. And then 680 to 790, it is going to lower the block into the tray and then release. So this is like dividing an entire video or entire action into some smaller parts. Okay, is that clear? Is that clear, everyone? Yes, super simple, guys. We'll keep it super simple. Okay, now if both arms are active concurrently, describe both in the subtask description. Example, left arm stabilizes the ball while right arm goes. If both arm is moving simultaneously, both arm is doing the same task simultaneously. Okay. Okay, now for the approach phase, again very simple. Whether it is moving too fast, whether it is moving good, whether it is moving too slow. For example, for too slow, hesitation, multiple correction, in multiple iteration, it is performing the same task. That is too slow. For example, too fast, it is moving very fast. For example, if you are moving very fast and suddenly stop, you will feel a jerk. If you go in a train, if you go in a bus and suddenly the bus stops due to the moment of inertia, you will just stop yourself. You will just feel a jerk within yourself. In the same fashion, if you see a robot moving from one point to another point, operator moves jerkily, overshoot, causes near collision due to speed. That's it. Super simple. It is just how the robot is moving. It is moving too fast. It is moving at a good pace that it should be moving. It is moving too slow. That's it. For gripper timing error, again, the name itself suggests gripper. Gripper means this one. If, for example, gripper is this particular point. Yeah, this one. Gripper is this particular point. This is the gripper of that particular robot. Gripper timing error means that, for example, it is about to cast the ball, but it has not cast the ball. We are able to see in an exocam that it has closed the gripper. But with the help of the wrist cam, that is left wrist and right wrist, we were able to analyze that it has not grabbed the ball. Although it has closed the gripper, but it was not able to grab that particular ball. Okay, so this is what a gripper time error is. Okay, this is what a gripper time error is. For example, close too early before the object was fully between the jaws. Close too late, object had already moved past. Okay, re-grasp attempts caused by the initial mistiming. Okay, use the wrist cam as an authoritative. I've already mentioned that you have to use wrist cam. If there is gripper timing, no gripper timing error, we just have to leave it. Okay, if the outcome is a success, then we don't have to mention the proper failure thing that I have discussed you earlier about this point. We don't have to mention this. Okay, we just have to leave it blank. That's it. Super simple. Okay, it is just like creating a document of this. Okay, more like creating a document of this. Then at last you have to give the overall rating. Overall rating 1 for a particular. For a utter failure, you can give 1. For a clear success, you can give 5. Means it should be clean, efficient, no visible mistakes. Grabbed the ball at in one go only and placed it elsewhere. So in one go only. So it is just like getting a number to that. Okay, we must have come across this entire time when we were giving ratings to the restaurant, we were giving ratings to the food. Okay, it is just like that. Okay, for rating number 2, we just have to get to the operator mistakes. For example, if the task is below 3, it is utter failure. Okay, this is complete sheer failure, unusable, significant operator miss or struggle, completion uncertain, sloppy. Now 3 is completed, but inefficiency is still there. Okay, 4 is a good execution, but it can be improved further. And 5th is best. Okay, this is what it is. Now let's talk about the per segment progress goal. Okay, only fill this out if the episode contains operator mistake or robot mistake. Okay, per segment progress labels. Okay, mistake, because it is also already mentioned mistakes episode only. If there is a mistake, then we have to mention this. For example, if the overall rating is less than 3, means failure is there. Okay, the operator or the robot has not done its task successfully. Okay, and gripper timing error is 2, means the operator was not able to grab that particular object in one go. Okay, so you have to just per segment progress level has mistake segment false and true. This is like a boolean value. Boolean is like true, either it should be true or it should be false. ठीक है, has mistake segments अगर है तो यहाँ पर true, and if there is no mistakes, if there is no mistake, you can keep it as false and leave progress segment as empty. That's it. This is a progress segment. This is a progress segment. You have to keep it empty. And this thing, progressive, stagnant, and regressive. Very simple thing again. Progressive means it is about to complete the task. Regressive means it is not completing the task. Means it has moved away from the goal. Means if you're going somewhere, if you're going to one from one place to another place, if you're going from your office to your home, and you were not able to make it to the home. Why? Because unfortunately you encountered an accident, or unfortunately there is a road blockade, something like that. Okay, it is just like that. It is a regressive. Operation motion moves the system away from the goal, not the object. Redo prior subtask. Okay. Stagnant, the operator or the robot does not change from distance to goal. For example, it is stagnant. It is just hovering, not doing anything. It is just moving over the red block, blue block, and then not doing anything. This is just stagnant phase. Progressive phase is the operator is moving correctly and it is very close, uh, very close to its goal. Okay, so move the system closer to the goal state. It is super simple, guys. Progressive, stagnant, and regressive. Okay, for example, you have to also mention from this to this, it is progressive, getting close to the goal. From here to here, it is regressive. From 5 to 8, 7, it is stagnant. From 7 to 11, it is again progressive. Just like that. Super simple, guys. That's it. There are a few things that I needed to tell you. 1, 2, and 3. And 3 has also 4, some task 4, and 4 has also some task and 5. There were 5 things that I wanted to tell you guys. It is super simple. If you go through this document again, you will be very much getting an idea how this task is to be done. Okay, and over here, this in this document, it is just like episode ID. The value must be in a string format. That is, string is character. That is, and that's it. You don't have to bother about these things. Goal completion time in second is also very simple. If there is a goal completion time, then there will be some things in, for example, decimal, for example, 29 seconds to 9.5 seconds, something like that. Okay. And if the goal is not completed, you have to make it as -1. Outcome is a success or a failure. You have to just, this is enumerate, means enumerate numbers in two format, either in success or a failure format. Okay, if failure reason, if there's a failure, then you have to, I've already mentioned what is failure reasons are there. It was not able to grab the ball, it has collided with something incomplete. Okay, multiple failure reasons could be there. And if these failure reasons are not sufficient, you have to add another failure reasons that is not mentioned above, then you can give another failure reason over here. Okay, so these are the failure description note, task description, task phase one I've already mentioned about. Approach phase I've already mentioned. Gripper timing error also I have already mentioned. And gripper timing error node, if there is something that you want to do. Overall timing, has mistake segment, yes or false in that particular segments. Okay, when you are going to divide the video in chunk, na, that the robot has lifted this thing, and then so example, robot arm moves above the red block. Now robot arm is going to close the red block. Now robot arm is taking the red block up to the crate where it wants to drop. So these are certain segments. Moving the red block, moving the arm towards the red block is one segment. Grabbing the red ball is the second segment. Moving the arm before the stand is another segment. And placing it onto the stand is another segment. So in that particular segments, has mistake segments, you have to just see yes or true or false. And progress segment, I've also mentioned that whether you have to mention progressive, stagnant, or regressive. That's it. Simple, simple. Okay, now I'll just go back to this one. Okay, kill technology one. Okay, so now I have, see, this labels I have created from my end. Okay, I just want to give an overview. All these labels I have created from my end. It is the same label that we have discussed over here. Okay, if I just click it over here, and I can see it from here. For example, if I go back here, for example, if I go back to this particular place, for example, goal completion time. What is the goal completion time that we can mention? Okay, for example, goal completion time. I will just play this. Do not see this. Okay, do not see this. I'll plus say this goal completion time. I'll just the robot has picked up the ball. Now over here you can see over here that this is the point where the gripper, look at the gripper. This is the time where the gripper has released its shot, where the gripper has released. Okay, and the ball is placed onto this stand. So this is frame number 293 I have mentioned over here. I know that it is written over goal completion time in second, but since we have to get clarification more on this from the client side, so for now we can also mention the frame over here. Okay, now for the overall rating we can just see the task is successful. For overall rating we have to see the entire video, you have to see the entire video. Okay, so entire video. Or I can also say that, for example, this is the timing. I will just mention it over here. For example, 293. If it was 294, I can mention 294 over here. You can see it is 294. Just have to mention it over here, and it will automatically record things. It will automatically create a diamond shape icon over in this place. Okay. So this is the thing. For overall rating also, for overall rating. Okay. One more thing we have to clarify whether we had to for overall rating we had to look from the beginning or till the end. I think as per the video we have to look from the very start. Okay, from the look from the very start of the video. Okay, overall rating if we have given 5 and overall rating, look at this. If we mention 3 over here, it will mention 3 over here. Whatever you will mention in this under this label now, it will automatically record in this particular diamond. It will automatically create a diamond shaped icon in this. These are the frames actually. Okay, multiple frames. If you just click on the right arrow now of your text of your mouse button, you can see it is moving. You can move it frame by frame also. If you want to go back, you can just move it frame by frame. Okay, this is very easy, guys. Okay, outcome again, outcome. So again, outcome, we don't have to do it. Go to the frame where the outcome is a success. So a success would be the outcome where it has achieved the success. Okay, where it has achieved the success. I will go till here. I will go till here. I will go till here. Let me move. And you can see over here. I will go to this frame. It has achieved the success. So you can see I will just mention under the outcome status a success one. Okay, and you get this outcome success. If I deselect this, you can see it is not mentioning over here. From here till the end, it will select the success. Just click on this and it will select the success. Entire outcome is a success. After this, outcome is a success. I can say the outcome is a success. Okay. Before this, we cannot assume that this is us. We cannot hallucinate, guys. Hallucinate means we cannot predict, we cannot analyze anything that the outcome is going to be success or not. Okay. After the completion only, we would be mentioning that this is a success or a failure. Failure reason, there is no failure reason because it is already done its task. If there is a failure reason, we have to mention the failure reason from over here selecting this. Okay, if suppose there was a failure reason mentioned over here, let's assume that in frame number 165 there was a failure reason. I can just mention the failure reason out from here. Okay, sorry, a failure reason with this wrong object. For example, there's a wrong object. If there's a failure, we can mention the wrong object failure reason. If there's a slip, we can mention the slip failure reason. Okay, the point at which there was a failure when you are about to divide the part in a certain segments also now, or when the job is complete. Okay, then in that segment only we have to define what was the failure. Okay, at what point the failure happened. Okay, that is what we have to define over here. In approach phase, it is again very simple. We have to just mention two good. Approach phase means that what is the approach phase of the robot. So it should be from the very start now, because approach phase, like if the approach of a robot is like good, then it will remain good for the entire journey, because it cannot just go, it cannot switch to another speed. It is, the speed is not variable over here of the robot. Okay, it is going to be at a same constant speed. So approach pace, see, I have marked it as good, and from starting till the end it has marked the approach pace as good. Okay, for the task description part, okay, for task description part, I have started from here. For the task description, but we have to clarify more on this, whether we had to start from here. Although what I would say that for the task description part, when he has started to work, for example, it is right now holding. Now it from here it is going to pick up the ball. For here from here it is going to pick up the ball. Okay, yeah, from here itself only. Look at this from here. Good. From here itself, it is trying to pick up the ball. So I think from here only, but there might be changes from the client side that they can say that we have to do it from the very start. So these are certain things that can be adjusted. Apart from that, everything is same. Okay, from here you can just write pick up the green ball. I have already written pick up the green ball from the top of the table and place it on the top of the stand. So it is the starting. And you can see this. It is starting the video, it is continuing, it is continuing till here. Till at this point, I have encountered a success. Okay, and it is continuing till here. Okay, because pick up the green ball from the table and place it on the top. Look at this. It is having action verb over here. It is having the description that it is a green ball. It is also having a specific spatial location, spatial reference from the top of the table. Okay, and place it on the top of the stand. Where you have to place on the top of the stand over here. It is also mentioned over here. Just place Control Z. In the task phase, we have just adjusted it elsewhere. I can also use the help of ChatGPT. You can just go to the ChatGPT and ask what can be the alternative phrase of this. Although you don't have to copy everything over here, you just need to copy the other verbs over here, relocate or something like that, move. Because sometimes you won't be having an idea of what another verb you're going to use. Just have to you can take the help of ChatGPT in that. Although whether to use ChatGPT or not, it will be further clarified on the client side. But right now, you can assume that we can use ChatGPT from now onwards. Okay. If there is a failure, you can mention the failure reason. If there is no failure, you cannot mention any failure reason. No gripper timing error. If there was a gripper timing error, you have to mention over here. Although there was no gripper timing error over here, you need not to mention over here. Okay. Super simple, guys. Subtask, again, I have already told that divide the task into smaller parts. Now let's have a look at this. Although what I have created, okay, now I can create a subtask. I can create a subtask from at this point. Okay, this is from the start. I can create a subtask. Okay, I can create a subtask from here. Okay, but as per the subtask, we have to mention the timing as well. So there might be a slight change in the platform, what we will be getting from the client side, but altogether it will be having same idea. You have to mention the frame from 183, for example. From 183, the starting point, I'm just writing it down so that you can see, okay, this this is the time from stop. This is going to be the end of example. This is the time where so stop time is still, for example, till here. It is still 191 frame. So for here, I can write and the description also. The platform that you will be getting on the client. It will be such that you will be able to write all those things. Okay, description. You can say that grab the green ball. Okay, grab the green ball from the table. Okay, I can mention over here, grab the green ball from the table. You have to be specific. Now, as you will, this is, so whenever you will click on enter, I think it is not going to create because I have created on my end. So whenever you will be getting from the client side, there will be certain things that whenever you will click enter, it will automatically switch to the next subtask. Okay, this feature would also be there. Now it has lifted up the green ball. Now I can say that start point is something like 191 and the stop point is like, let's say, if I go over here and if I go over here, I can go over here. Yeah, but I will just describe it as, I will write a description that, description. Okay, yes, I will write the description over here that place. Okay, I can say that move the green ball, move the green ball and place it in front or place it above the stand, something like that. Okay, place it above the stand. Okay, so gripper is going to move at this point. Now, whenever you will click, I will just type it another segment. This is one segment. This is one segment. This is another segment. Okay, for here, I will just, if you just click on over here, I will just click it over here. I will just move it. Okay, it could be more, to be specific. Okay, it could be not 191, it could be one more stoppage point. Okay, I can just place it over from this to this point. It is going to, this is a success. So till the success, I can just mention the start point will be, let's say there's a start point and same time you will mention it over here. Okay, and at the stop time also you will mention the same, and you will again, you will give the description, you will give the description over here. A description could be something like that, that place the green ball on the stand. That's it. It is super simple, guys, very simple, guys. Okay, and for the process segment, I think these three things for a process segment, for each segment that you do, I think a process segment is going to create for that. Okay, so these are certain things that you will be doing in the from the client side of the video. Okay, the interface is going to change. The platform is same only, super same. Okay, but there must be slight adjustment, because for each, I think for each task, for each subtask, there could be a process segment that is a successful, what we have discussed. That is, whether it could be a process segment, could be for example, this could be continuous, label, process, progressive, stagnant hai, regressive hai, what it could be. Okay, so certain things could be there. Is everything clear what I have mentioned, guys? Whatever I have mentioned. Is there any doubt that you are having? I'll be happy to help you guys. I have gone super slow. Okay, I've gone super slow.